Hello there. Today's going to be a beginner ride-along video. I know it's a big step when you maybe got comfortable on like suburban neighborhood streets like this and you're about to hit roads that have multiple lanes and speed limits get a little higher, maybe 50, maybe 55. So I'm going to show you kind of how I navigate that as a somewhat more experienced beginner rider, and I hope you come along with me. First of all, let me just say a quick prayer. Dear Lord, any one of these videos could be the Motovlogger crashes, goes down, how I crashed video. I pray that you would just watch over us, that it wouldn't be this one. Help me to stay safe and upright. God, thanks for beautiful weather and a beautiful day. Help us to abundantly just live life to the full today. All right, thanks, Lord. And just pray, Lord, for whoever's watching this, that the content might just help them stay safe and living abundantly as well. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, let's hang a U. This is a little funny because it's downhill, uphill. You got a car coming there. There's a dog. You gotta watch out for dogs, especially if they're off leashes. We learned this in the MSF course, that what you should do when you see a dog is change speeds, throw them off, because they will chase you and they will bite at you, they will attack your bike, and it's not good for anybody. It's not good for the bike, it's not good for you. So when you see a dog, you should hit the brakes, downshift, and accelerate quickly away. And between the direction change, the abrupt sound of your motorcycle, and their inability to keep up with your change of direction, they'll usually give up the chase pretty quick. So that's how to avoid a doggo. When I'm accelerating onto the road, it's better to err on the side of too much throttle, and it's better to err on the side of light clutch work. So what I did there was a semi coming behind me. I was merging onto a road with a 50-mile speed limit. I did not hesitate to roll on a good amount of throttle, but as I eased off the clutch in the lean, as I was doing that turn, easy clutch work. Slip it a little bit, and then you will not stall. And then as you are conscientiously being sensitive about letting go of that clutch, it's the clutch that controls your acceleration. Obviously, you don't want to go full throttle either, because that would make it even more difficult to control the slipping of the clutch. But give a good, healthy amount of throttle in that situation. I guess at this stoplight, since I have this 2-camera thing, I initially would just not talk when I was at stoplights. But now this is a view where it might be somewhat decent to watch if you like looking at me in my helmet. Shout out to Yammy Noob. I remember when I started out on bikes, and I did do my first ride home on some of these bigger roads, but I remember it was a little uneasy. I was extra cautious, as you should be, and it's a big step. So just depending on where you are in your riding journey, take it slow. Take it slow. Don't be in a rush. In traffic, you put yourselves in situations just like that one I just had, where you got to accelerate and roll on throttle onto a road, making a right turn with traffic whizzing by in the next lane. There's so much to think about, so don't rush it. Don't get on these roads unless you're ready. And I hope some of this content helps you a little bit. And we're on the move. Looking for manholes and avoiding them. That's just a great little fun game. You think about it like collecting coins in Super Mario Brothers. You don't have to do it. It's not a big thing, but it is something you should do, and it doesn't really hurt to do. If you find yourself avoiding potholes and avoiding manholes, that is going to keep your skills sharp, and it's going to keep you ready to move your bike, and it's going to keep you keep your vision strong. Your eyes and your brain is what's going to save your life on this bike. Making up for bad vision and a slow, distracted brain with a slower bike, safety measures on your bike, technology, and big armored heavy gear, that might help you a little bit, but I strongly suggest just staying sharp out here. So this is a pretty normal situation I'm in, right? I find myself in the right side of this lane. I'm going to let traffic have plenty of room to my left. It gives me a little bit of time and space if somebody does change lanes, they don't see me. It allows me to brake or accelerate or escape into the shoulder. The next thing I want you to see beyond my lane position is the space between me and the car in front of me. If that car decides to brake really hard, if they split something huge like a spare tire between their wheels, I'm going to have time to see it and react. You just simply can't afford, there's a car coming behind me, I see it in my mirrors. Always just keep an eye on your mirrors, even if it's just peripherally. You should be able to see that. If a car ever comes up behind you and surprises you and you didn't see it coming, that's a sign that you weren't alert enough. So we're just going to keep rolling. I'm going to keep space between me. I'm aware that there's a car in my blind spot. I'm not going to do anything drastic, but what I know is that the left lane is not a good exit for me. If I had to, and I had to escape this lane, and for some reason I couldn't go to the shoulder, or slowing down wasn't it, I would know that if I have to go into that left lane, I'm going to roll on throttle hard. If I just go into that lane and hit the brakes, I already know in my mind that's not an option for me. And you have to think about all your escapes and know what's around you. It's like riding like a Jedi, using a sixth sense. So let's change it up a little bit. I'm going to change lanes here. I'm not going to do it in the intersection. I looked. There's a car behind me. I had enough space. He's giving me a little space now, and that's fine. Ideally, anything you do, you want to do patiently. You want to give people your turn signal so that they see what you're doing ahead of time. But as long as you are riding safely and not smashing the other cars, you're going to be all right. Folks will say at a stop like this, you should keep your left hand on the clutch, your right foot on the rear brake. You should be in first gear. I'm not doing that right now. I am in neutral, so I could do the Macarena if I wanted to. But what I'm also doing is I'm keeping an eye on my mirrors for what's coming behind me. And whenever I do see a car come behind me, what I'm going to do is just signal either with my right foot or my right hand. Just tap the brake a couple times so the folks will see me and do that. A lot of the lights on cars now actually do that automatically, that as soon as you start pressing brake, they flash. It's a good safety feature. It might be a little annoying to view and look at, but hey, annoying a couple people by using your brake pedal, I think that's worth it if it might save you from getting rammed in the back. That would not be a good situation. I'm about to initiate a U-turn. If you can't comfortably do this maneuver I'm about to do, you're probably not ready for the street. Get some parking lot practice. Even do it if you're on a new bike, because a U-turn is one of the more technical things you're going to do. I like to pop it in a second. Look where I'm trying to go. And you can see, even my U-turn is not perfect. It takes me 2 lanes, and I know that. But just something to work on. There's a car here on the side of the road, so I'm going to choose this left position. Where I want to make sure that truck sees me, and I'm ready to brake if I need to, and he sees me. As I pass these cars, I'm comfortable to stay in this lane position. Just watch that front tire of those cars so you know where they're going to go. Alright, first gear, we're rolling. Sometimes with my bike doesn't like to go into first from neutral. And so it's just a habit of mine that as I shift down, I just kind of gently push back with my right foot and roll the bike a little bit. Got a nice wave from that guy. Alright, I'm gonna swing into this lane here. Alright, now we got a truck coming in, so I'm gonna be aware of what he's doing. Go ahead and change back lanes, looking where I'm going, doing a head check. I'm not comfortable with this amount of space between me and the Altima, but I do want to go a little faster, so you just got to be aware of the risks. And my focal point right now is not on the Altima. Do you see where I'm at? I'm in this right lane. That allows me to see past that car. And my focal point is the road ahead of this Altima, and that's where I'm looking. Obviously keeping in mind that if his brake lights were to turn on, that would be a key point to me to slow down and change things up. If you're watching this and you're a beginner, your bike can do a lot more than you probably should be doing on the road, and you might be tempted to really push your bike and ride it fast, but it's just not the way to go. You should really honestly be driving more conservatively than you usually do in a car, which is not fun and exciting news to you, but I would say log 1,000 miles riding like your grandmother would want you to ride, and know your bike, lose traction a couple times and know what that feels like, and then you can slowly ramp up the hooligan riding. But I would say, man, ramp it up slow. You could wreck that bike, you could break your leg, you could kill yourself. Those things probably are not in line with your goals. So trust me when I say ride slow. It's the what is it called? Insert graphic here. The Kruger effect. You're gonna think that you can do everything. You won't even have filled up your gas tank once, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I got this. I can ride a bike. You won't have, experienced all the things you can experience on the bike, or have things go wrong that can go wrong. And it's gonna happen when it's too late. I don't want you to drop your bike. Take it slow. It's a big truck. Things could fly off that. Stuff to randomly be thinking about in the back of your mind. Brake lights. And I'm tapping my brake just to signal to the folks behind me there's a pedestrian here. Can-Am. They've ascended to 3 wheels. Initiate my U-turn. One thing about doing slow speed maneuvers in second gear, it actually decreases the sensitivity of your throttle. So because of the decreased torque at the low revs, I went from like almost no throttle to rolling on throttle throughout that turn, and it was smoother because I was in second. That's just a tip I like to use when I'm doing slow speed stuff. I keep it in second. You can do whatever you'd like. So this has been a pretty nice ride so far. Everybody pretty much behaved. I did drive like a madman. No one else did. But I think it is a pretty good principle to just ride as if everyone on the road is drunk. Never, here's the words of wisdom for the day, never put yourself in a situation where you're depending on a stranger to do the right thing. I like that one. Never put yourself in a situation where you're depending on a stranger to do the right thing. You're already in trouble if that's the case. Or you're taking on risk that you don't have control of. And that kind of stuff can be avoided on a bike. You can keep yourself out of risky situations by leaving yourself space, thinking ahead, being aware who's around you. I know no one's to my right, I know no one's to my left, and knowing that stuff helps you be already prepared and thinking about your exits before you need to take them. I want to give my applause to you for watching this video the whole way, because I can tell by watching this full video you're eager to learn, you're eager to take in more information. So alright, that's like 2 cruiserweights today. Maybe they're not so bad after all. Anyway, yeah, kudos to you for wanting to take in riding information, learning more. I hope there was some tidbits that were helpful for you. If you have some more, if you saw me do anything weird and you're like, hey, here's something for you, John, man, drop that in the comment. That would be super helpful for me as I continue to progress into the art of what Moto Jitsu calls Moto Jitsu. That's a great channel on YouTube if you want to learn more about progressing in your art of riding Moto Jitsu. So, anywho, I hope this was helpful for you folks. Thank you. Please subscribe, like the video, show this to a new guy who's about to get a bike and needs to figure out how to navigate these roads, and maybe they're nervous about it. Hope this will set them at ease a little bit. It's not so bad. All right, guys, be good, be vigilant, And you guys have an abundant and happy and wonderful day. Everybody's doing it, their engine braking. Come on, baby, ride along with John now. Swerve around the road like you're dodging some manholes. Come on, baby, ride along with John now. Come on, ride along with John today. Boop-a-doop-a-doop.